Today we are going to talk about seed starting. This year is very different from other years. I decided to make my own seed starting mix. I used coconut coir, perlite, and vermiculite. I reconstituted the coconut coir with about 1.5 to 2 quarts of water in a 5-gallon bucket. I waited until the water was absorbed. If there were any dry spots, I added a small amount more. As you are mixing the vermiculite and perlite, per the instructions on the back of the bags, please wear a mask and work in a large open area. Be careful when opening the bags and try not to make a huge dust cloud when mixing these two components into the coconut coir. I didn't measure out how much exactly, but I did gauge how much more I needed by eye to produce a light, airy mix. In other years, I would have just purchased some Miracle-Gro seed starting mix because it contained plant food and made things easy. Speaking of fertilizer, which you can do when mixing the coconut coir seed starting mix yourself, you can add some worm castings to the mix for some organic fertilizer. If you choose not to use worm castings, you can use water-soluble nutrients. I did not have any worm castings handy, so I grabbed my gallon of water that I used to change out my water in my AeroGardens and mixed 1 capful of nutrients into the gallon of water, shook it, and then I poured it into my 48-ounce watering can. And I've been feeding my plants with that since they grew their second set of leaves. If you don't know which specific plants were planted, a quick Google search or using apps on your mobile device such as Google Lens. There has been times that I've even used it in the past. I know that I've been showing a lot of hover over top views of the plants that I've grown so far, and the plants that I do have are as follows. I have a container type variety, which is determinate. I have another determinate, which is the Romas. I've got a delicious tomato, which is indeterminate. I have the Black Beauty eggplant, more marigolds. I have sage, and I have rosemary, cilantro, parsley, the flat leaf parsley particularly. I have banana peppers, nasturtiums, and I have some bok choy, thyme, pansies, and I have snapdragons, and I also have marigolds and petunias growing so far. Please stay tuned, and I will include how I prepare each spot when I plant them in the garden in the next month or so.